Miller Lite. It's Miller time. J&J Exterminating. Seattle's Mark is
Christian, I didn't pick this music.
the Hood Automotive Group. Everything automotive under one hood. Also by Rouse's Markets. Feels like home. Logo Express. For all your screen print and embroidery needs. Oakwood Art Jewelers. Finer diamonds at the best possible prices. Simply compare. And Box River Parent Disposal. Our business stinks, but it's picking up. Saints fans, get in the game. Our Jewelers Talk and Text Line. 260-1870. The founding father of the Houdat Nation, Bobby Hebert. Christian Garrett on the New Orleans Saints Radio Network.
And welcome into the Point After here on the New Orleans Saints Radio Network, along with the Cajun Cannon, Bobby Hebert. I'm Christian Garrett, and the Saints put a butt whipping on Aaron Rodgers. And the Green Bay Packers 38-3. Saints are now 1-0. Won their third straight season opener. Before we get into the Cajun Cannon, Bobby Hebert's post-game rant, let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification here on the New Orleans Saints Radio Network.
The News Talk Sports Leader, WWL New Orleans, WWL FM and HD 110 New Orleans, and Odyssey Station.
Back here on the Point After, Bobby couldn't draw it up any better than that, man, and it was fun to watch.
Well, you have to consider the opponent. Like I said in the pregame, Jameis Winston's first game, a big challenge. You're going against the Green Bay Packers and the Cheeseheads. They've been in the NFC Championship game the last two seasons. I mean, not they trying to get there. They were there. And when you look at it, Christian, they've been pretty dominant. When you look, we've won more games than anybody the last 4 seasons, but the last 2 seasons they were 26-6. So they haven't been humble like this. It's been a long time. Now, I thought if we'd have played the Packers on the back end of last season, considering how well our defense was playing, rather than we played them the first time, because, our defense wasn't the same defense how we were against Green Bay in the Dome, or we played the Raiders out in Vegas. Dennis Allen and Malcolm Jenkins and all Marcus Williams, they started coming together, especially on the back end. But I'm talking about, listen, look at our cornerback situation. I mean, Paulson and Debo, you couldn't have a greater start to a career. Being a rookie and going out there and his swagger and the way he played, unbelievable. Just truly outstanding. Christian, this victory, and Houdat Nation, this victory goes down as one of the greatest regular season victories in Saints history, and in the top, for sure, 2 and 3. I'd say top 3 in the Sean Payton era. When we crushed it, I'd say Dallas, we set in New England in this one. When the Houdat Nation was born, December the 10th, 2006, 142-17. Set the tone on Sunday Night Football. Showed Sean Payton, beat his mentor, Bill Parcells. And then when all of a sudden, Bill Belichick and Tom Brady's giving up the ghost. I think that was like a 38-17 game, prime time. And Tom Brady comes out of the game a little more. I think it was a little more. It was almost 6 minutes left in the game. Then you look at now Aaron Rodgers comes out, and they raising the white flag. I mean, the Packers are considered one of the favorites in the NFC. You might say top to bottom, the AFC is stronger than the NFC. I'd say the strongest division in the NFC is the NFC West. But you look at the task that was before us, and I'm telling you, the Packers got humble. And you might think, well, you can't look what they've done in the past up to right now. Well, it's a winning organization. And what I mean by that is of late, Christian, they were right there with the Chiefs. If you look back with the Chiefs, the Packers have won 6 games in a row in week 1. And I said this in the pregame. Hopefully they don't win 7 in a row. Oh, well, it wasn't even close. It wasn't like, the Saints lucked out. No, that was a flat-out butt whipping. I mean, you can't sugarcoat it any other way. And this is one thing. And Christian, I've been keeping this forever, and the Saints keep this. If they do this, I like our chances a lot. It's almost impossible to lose. They hit the trifecta again. What I mean by the trifecta, no matter how many times you turn over the ball, just when their defense is opportunistic, force 3 turnovers. When they force 3 turnovers, there are 41 wins and 6 losses on the Sean Payton. Yeah, that's the first one. Scoring defense. Obviously scoring defense, because you know the way the game has changed. Allowing 20 points or fewer, they're 87-8. So you're like, okay, let's say our defense would have, they'd give up 20 points. No. If our defense does that throughout the season, we're going to win. We're winning double digits going to playoffs, allowing 20 or fewer points, 87-8. And then last but not least, Jameis Winston, everyone, no fumbles, no interceptions, committing 0 turnovers. There are 50 wins and 6 losses on the Sean Payton. They continue to do that and be that disciplined. Chris, I don't care if we talk about the Chiefs or whoever, the Bills, whoever you might think is going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl, or who the Saints are competing with in the NFC to try and have that opportunity. Outstanding how you coach it up. I mean, you look at first third down conversions. I mean, they're 1 of 10. 1 of 10. You're not winning anything. You wouldn't even win anything in Little League. I mean, when you have that type of third down conversion. And the Saints were 5 of 10, 50%. That is outstanding. There was one time, it was like 1 minute and 35 seconds left in the third quarter, and the Packers were 0 for 6 on third down. And, they wanted to have some swagger. They were 0 for 3 on fourth down. So they were taking chances. The Saints were just stopping them, flat out stopping them. Then you look fourth down red zone, how you sustain drives to score. The Saints in the red zone were 4 for 4, 100%. Can't get better than that. 2 of 2, 100% on fourth down. The red zone, the Packers were 0 for 2. Obviously 0%. We're able to run the ball. I think that's going to be a key going forward. Average 4.5 yards a carry, basically. That's awesome. Only giving up 2.9. Plus 3 in the turnover margin. You go on and on. Now, what's also outstanding is that you look at like time of possession. You know why I say time of possession? Because the Saints, Packers, and the Buffalo Bills were the top 3 teams last year setting the tone, possessing the football. Green Bay was number 1, right at 32 minutes and 30 seconds. The Saints were 31-43, so they were third behind the Bills. But look today, 34-33 Saints, 25-27 for the Packers. And they got a few extra minutes in the second half. The first half was ridiculous. Like, how can Aaron Rodgers score if he's on the bench? You can't score, bottom line, when you're on the bench. And then I'm looking at, listen, people want to say, like, and you caught up in fantasy, 148 yards. You have to look how efficient. 5 touchdowns, Jameis Winston protected the football, did not get sacked. A quarterback rating basically of 131. Aaron Rodgers quarterback rating of 37. I'm just rounding it off when you look at that. So the only one I was a little disappointed in, because come on, dog, we're counting on you. Adam Troutman, you got 6 targets. Christian had the most targets on the team. You want to utilize the tight end. Well, you got to catch 6 out of 6 or 5 out of 6, not 3 out of 6. He'd have a chance. So I would say his play was disappointing to me and didn't live up to expectations. Hopefully he rebounds from that. When you look at overall on the defense, you mentioned Paulson Adebo. I thought he was outstanding. He was third in tackles with 3 total, tied with Malcolm Jenkins. A number of players had 3 tackles. Looking at interception, pass defended. Marcus Davenport, is he ready to roll, Christian? Or or
left the game early.
God, he's like a Ferrari or Lamborghini. Come on, it's going, man. We racing down the highway, and he's kicking ass, and then what? We didn't use spark plugs or whatever. But Davenport, a sack, quarterback hurry, and Aaron Rodgers is the least sack quarterback last year with 20. So Davenport to get that sack, he played that bootleg outstanding. He had a sack. A quarterback hurry, 2 tackles for a loss. Look at passing, another sack, 2 quarterback hurries, a forced fumble. And then you look at Marcus Williams. You can see him playing that center field, that big interception he had. And one thing you can never forget, because we were all into Chris Banjo when he was the guy a long time ago, special teams. Guess who led the team in tackles on special teams? J.T. Gray with 2.
He's a special team captain.
Hey, that's what you need to do. So all around, way more. It's never 100%, but a lot more positives and a few negatives. Like I said, with Trauma, we need him to play better. But Christian, just an outstanding performance from top to bottom, to say the least. And the one thing I wanted to bring up, because I know we're facing Aaron Rodgers, he might break this. He didn't even come close to breaking it. He threw for 133 yards. Like I said, a quarterback rating of 37. If you look at the Saints coming into this game, had the NFL's second longest active streak without allowing a 300-yard passer. It was 22 games, including the postseason. Now we have 23 straight games. And, this day and age, the way the game structured, the Saints have not allowed a 300-yard passer. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers didn't even come close. I thought, he'll probably get that today. The reason why I said he would get that today, because his MVP season last year, when you look at it, Christian, I mean, he had 48 touchdowns. Well, he didn't sniff a touchdown. He had 2 picks. I know that. Very un-Aaron Rodgers-like. And then a quarterback rating of 71. I mean, a completion percentage of 71. He was barely over 50%. So, I mean, the Saints just took it to him. And passer rating, he was averaging 121.5. Well, like I said, 37 today. That was a convincing win. And listen, I know we struggling and suffering a lot of adversity, here in Louisiana, South Louisiana. But I tell you what, the Saints know how to help you feel good for a few hours to escape.
All right, that's a wrap for Bobby's post-game rant. Say goodbye to the folks on Facebook.
Who that?
All right, we will come back here on the point after. Saints win 38